Much better. All right, everybody, starting in 1 minute. Yes, 60 seconds. So want to encourage you all to get out there, text somebody quickly, beeducatedinyourhealth.com. You're going to have this great testimony that's going to take, going to blow you away here. And from our dear friend, Nancy Gray. So you want to come in, make sure you hear this. Testimony is coming up right after I'll introduce our introductory video. And we're going to get started here now in about 30 seconds. So text it on out there. Let's get folks on. Well, welcome everybody to Be Educated in Your Health. Thank you all for being on. I'm Daniel Bernard, a representative for LifeVantage here. And of course, my wife, Kathy, together as we're doing this next episode. You can go to beeducatedinyourhealth.com, see several of the other previous programs that we had, some miraculous testimonies, and of course, just some phenomenal information about our cutting edge, scientifically validated products here that are blessing people all over this planet. So today's going to be more of the same. We're going to start tonight by sharing with you something that's really quite unique in the network marketing business, and that is our products were endorsed, if you will, validated through an ABC primetime investigative report. Remember John Quinones? He's the guy that's now on the program, What Would You Do? And so you remember him, well, way back when an executive for ABC heard about our products and just said, this is, in fact, he had a minor or something in microbiology, but he just heard about our products and said, this just sounds too good to be true. So they sent an investigative team out there with John Quinones to actually punch holes in this product and say, obviously an investigative report is that they're not looking for good stuff. They're looking for some way to kind of like bash it or what have you. And so, but rather than bashing it, well, just ask Lance Armstrong, the proof is in the blood. So here you got John Quinones taking his blood and proving that, man, what we say is true about our products. And so rather than poking holes in it, they ended up validating. I want you to see it, even though it's a little bit old, but listen, nonetheless, it's a national TV program endorsing our product. When does that ever happen? So I want you to watch this. It's a brief video. It's going to really, I think, impact it. We'll talk about that for a minute. But then I'm going to introduce you to Nancy Gray. Nancy and her husband, Dave, have been worked in the nonprofit world for many years with World Relief, but she had been suffering a great deal. I'm not going to take her thunder away. I'll let her share that, but it's quite a story. And one of the first people that I introduced to this, and boy, what an impact it had on her life. She's going to tell you that story. So let's watch the video. We'll come back right after that, this ABC Primetime Investigative Report, and then we'll hear from Nancy. So Kathy, don't mind, let her rip.
You want to get an edge on turning back the clock? It sounds too good to be true.
Free radicals are a natural result of your body's metabolic processes. Under normal circumstances, your body also produces antioxidants, which neutralize free radicals and limit the damage they can do to your cells. It's a bit like having a factory in your cells that produces enough antioxidants to keep the free radicals under control. But exposure to X-rays, ozone, cigarette smoke, inflammation, air pollution, industrial chemicals, and even exercise can overwhelm the body's natural responses to free radicals, allowing them to wreak havoc on your cells and your health. Over time, the damage to your cells and DNA turns off the power in the cell's factory, reducing our ability to create antioxidants and leaving us vulnerable to premature aging and health concerns. Fortunately, science has given us the ability to turn the power back on. One recent peer-reviewed study from Washington State University calls NRF2 activation one of the most extraordinary therapeutic and preventative breakthroughs in the history of medicine.
You want to get an edge on turning back the clock with just a few pills? Who doesn't? Well, it's no longer science fiction, but science possibility, a potential breakthrough. As I found out firsthand, there may be a way to erase years, at least inside my body. Granted, it's down the road, but some scientists are wondering if a new pill I took might offer a very long life. It may not look like the fountain of youth, but inside this nondescript building, I'm about to become part of an exciting experiment, a kind of guinea pig.
Dr. McCord, okay.
I'm here at the University of Colorado in Denver to meet Dr. Joe McCord, a world-renowned scientist.
This is pretty exciting stuff you're finding, huh?
It is. We're very excited about it.
His latest research could very well unravel the mystery of aging itself. And his decades of experiments may have the potential of adding years to people's lives and possibly prevent chronic diseases like cancer, diabetes, and heart disease. It all centers around this small yellow pill, and for me, it begins with a blood test.
Can we scoop? Yeah, there we go.
It wouldn't be the first time I've given blood for this company.
Oxidative stress, like the rusting of an engine, is not a good thing.
Bad for the body,
Leading to disease.
leading to disease and leading to malfunction, and importantly, leading to what we call aging. It is a slow progression of increasing oxidative stress. That's the main characteristic biochemically of the aging process.
It's called Protandim, and tests on both mice and humans have already shown that it revs up the manufacture of those good enzymes in our bodies. More enzymes, fewer free radicals to harm us. Normally, oxidative stress, measured by those T-bars, increases with age. But in Dr. McCord's tests, taking just one pill of Protandim a day reversed that trend for everyone at every age, even for an 80-year-old. But what about my progress? After nearly 2 weeks now, it's time to get my results. Dr. McCord calculates the numbers. The result, my level of oxidative stress has declined dramatically.
45%, that's excellent.
Just look at where I fall on the graph, before and after.
Which, if extrapolated back, is the level you would see in a newborn baby.
Have we turned back the clock? Well, maybe not on the outside, but deep inside within my cells. Yes, indeed. High oxidative stress is associated with more than aging. It's been linked to hundreds of illnesses.
It's at the very center of many diseases: liver disease, diabetes, emphysema, asthma. I've studied all of these: strokes, heart attacks.
Even mental disease.
Yes.
Depression?
Alzheimer's disease, depression. I don't want to wait until I'm 80 years old and find out that I should have taken it.
Wow, isn't that powerful? When you look at that, not only, of course, the fact that the ABC primetime national TV, again, blood doesn't lie. There it is. In less than 2 weeks, John Quinones had his oxidative stress level lowered by 45%. Now, and then of course you have those, and that was just, 2 university studies. Well, one by the Washington State University, the most significant breakthrough, in that we just mentioned. Then you have, of course, the the National Institute of Aging, taking all these foods and all these different products since 1999. Millions of dollars are spent on this research, and the only product that they could find where they could actually say could actually delay death or expand life was that our product Protandim. And and we have other products that with that same technology, you're not supplementing your body. Remember, you're activating it through the NRF2 pathway. It enters into the cell and sends a signal to these antioxidant enzymes that have stopped or slowed down and stopped working to, hey guys, wake up, get back to work. That's exactly what it is. Sends that signal to them and they get turned back on. And when they begin to work just like they did when you're in your teens. So it's a very powerful thing. We'll get into too much more of that. But the fact of the matter is, you look upon that, I don't know about you, but now I've been in the company 10 years. 10 years ago, I had never heard the term oxidative stress before in my life. But when I watched that video, I said, I don't know what that is, but if this is real, this is going to be big, and it is big. So if you go to that same PubMed.gov and you go and type in oxidative stress, you'll see over 200,000 studies. Think it's a big deal? Yeah, 200,000 studies, various university studies, millions and millions and millions of dollars that are spent on each one of these studies. Obviously, it's a big deal. Why haven't we heard about it until now? Because until now, we haven't had anything significant that could actually deal with it, and now we do through our product Protandim. And so, yes, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a scientist, but I can read. And you can read that same stuff. It's right there for us all. So you don't have to listen to this preacher. No, that's the real deal. We've had many doctors that, in fact, like Dr. Huey. And by the way, let me just say that at 4:00 today, Dr. Huey texted me and said, I hate to tell you this, but I had a personal emergency that I have to take care of. I'm not going to be able to be on tonight. So of course we'll have him on later, but just to let you know, but to say that to many doctors, they go and they vet the science, they vet, these different studies that you're hearing about, and they say, you know what, this is a real deal. And so many of them, of course, have now taken the product and are using it with their patient bait in their practice and so forth. And obviously nobody is going to risk their practice on something that's flaky or whatever. And by the way, it does have 7 patents on it. Do you patent something 7 times it doesn't work? I think not. So anyway, all that being said, yes, it's the real deal. It does, does what it says it does, lowering oxidative stress by an average of 40% in everyone. And why is it so important? Just like you heard, is because oxidative stress is at the very center of why we disease, age, and die. Now we're not dealing with the symptom. We're dealing with the very core reason of why we disease, age, and die. The very reason why we have wrinkles and skin tags and liver spots and things like that as we get older. But as you said, you notice what it said there, that it's best if you begin to take it and earlier in life, because prevention is better than cure, because cure just costs too much, folks, right? So Nancy knows a lot about that. As I said, now she was one of the first people that I was able to introduce to this. But let's just say that it wasn't a very amiable invitation, on her part anyway, or reception to the invitation. Let me say that. So Nancy and her husband, David, they've been involved and run a nonprofit there in the Newport Richey area, Pasco County of Florida, called World Relief. It's a part of a large international organization that they ran for many years. Now they continue to do efforts and so forth with the local chapter of Somebody Cares Pasco up there, Somebody Cares Tampa Bay. And but she has a great story that she wants to tell you. And so Nancy, thank you for being on. Appreciate that. Looking great. And I know it's all those wonderful products like our True Science and our hair care and all that stuff. You're looking great, but tell her about how it all started and just tell them the story and where we're at today with these products.
My name is Nancy Gray, and it started with me back in '94 with my first car accident. And Daniel and Kathy, I've known them for a long time. And over the years, Daniel just saw my health declining. And I had been probably hit 10 times in car accidents between '94 and 2010, and my health just kept declining. I had hurt my neck, my back, herniation on my discs, neuropathy, depression, fibromyalgia. I was on anywhere between 10 and 15 medications at any given time. And I was trying vitamins, supplements, juice, one thing after another, anything that people wanted to throw at me. Try this. This is going to help you. You're going to get all better. And nothing was helping me. I just continued to get worse. I found myself using a cane for stability, for walking, and eventually into a wheelchair because I was in so much pain. And by November 2010, Daniel came to me, and I have to admit I was not nice with Daniel. And he came to me and said, Nancy, I got this great pill for you. It's going to fix you. You're going to be great. I said, Daniel, I love you, but I chewed him out. He came back to me in December and said, please watch this ABC primetime video. And I remember primetime. I knew the exposés that they did. They were always trying to expose the truth. And I said, sure, I'll watch it. So I watched it and I understood it. I don't know how. By the grace of God, I understood it because I knew inflammation was my issue. I did not realize what all inflammation is tied to. It's related to all disease out there. It's oxidative stress, free radical damage, inflammation. It's all related. So I started taking the Protandim Nerve 2 activator in December. And by January, I thought, it's like a weight was lifted. And I kept feeling better and better. And I thought, David, I'm going to try weaning myself off of medications a little at a time because I was walking better. I felt better. I was more active. So I began taking myself off the medications without my doctor even knowing about it. I'm smart enough to realize I need to wean off slowly. Within 6 months, I was off of all my medications, no more cane, no more wheelchair. And I have not gone back. I have a cane collection. I have not gone back to any of that. I've had car accidents since that time. I'm a magnet. I just have people hitting me left and right. And I have some downtime, but my recovery rate is so much faster. And 10 years ago, I looked like I was 70. And I just turned 63 last week. I saw my primary care physician, ran into him in a nursing home, probably 5-6 years ago. The man looked like he saw a ghost because he was the one doing all the prescribing. He hadn't seen me in years. He didn't think I had made it. You take that many medications, it's going to be interfering with your health. They're not natural. It's not food. They're chemicals. It's poison that you're putting in your body. So I take a number of LifeVantage's products. I use just about all of them. I don't use a pet tandem because I'm just not a dog. But I do give it to my kitty cats. So there's my testimony, and that's my story, and I'm sticking to it, Daniel.
Well, Nancy, thank you so much. And yes, when I first shared this with her, I mean, she literally just bit my head off. She was grumpy. Another thing. I've tried them all. This sort of thing. And then, I shared the video. And then, I had a meeting in Newport Richey, and here she is. I didn't even know she was coming. And here she is. She's walking up. She's coming up the elevator, then walking to this condo, and with her walker, and so, and I was blown away because I thought that was going to be the last person I was going to see, based on her initial reaction. But I'm so glad that she overcame all that and said, well, given everything else a try, might as well give this one a try. And of course, she's all the better for having done so. So thank you, Nancy. Thank you for being on, sharing that. And I think you go around and you're telling people, I think you hold up your little vitamin kit or whatever it is, and you say, hey, I used to be on these, I used to take these 9 or something like that, and now I'm on just this one or what have you. Of course, I know you're on the Tri-Synergizer now. You're taking both the NAD and the or NRF1 for the mitochondria. Same technology, guys, as two, but those different things, and then all three together. And those who invited you on to this tonight, this video, the sharing tonight, it can explain a little bit more of that to you. And then, of course, just to tap onto a little bit of it. And by the way, guys, I made a mistake. It's beeducatedinyourhealth.com/video. Beeducatedinyourhealth.com/video. That's where you can go onto the YouTube and get all the other videos for that. But Nancy, just real quickly, just share how you got what happened there. From there, just a little bit how it's helped you. You got involved with the business. Just share just briefly how that has actually helped you as well.
I got involved with the business, and no one knew at the time how we were struggling financially. We'd worked for a nonprofit. We had no savings built up. We're in the process of building a house, figuring we could build one, flip it, and retire. And we know what happened to the housing market in 2008. So here we're stuck with 2 houses, owing on them, not having enough money to finish building it. We needed the income. And I thought, if I'm going to be using these products and I believe in it and I'm going to feel better, I know other people are too. And I knew I needed the income. And I went home that day and told David, I said, David, we're going to buy into this. We're going to get a distributorship. I believe in this product that strongly. And we only had one product at the time. We only had the Protandim NRF2 Activate. And that was enough for me. And I've been around, I've seen network marketing companies, and I've never joined any of them. We've always been self-employed. We had been in ministry with World Relief for 25 years. And we just believed in it, and we knew we could do it.
That's great. And so from that, then you were able to be successful in deriving an income that got
Absolutely.
you through that period of time. And of course, and you still receive those incomes even up to today, which is good. So it's always good anytime, especially in this environment, folks. Having a residual income is really a smart thing. Obviously, when a lot of the brick and mortars, either failed through the COVID or still not
Yes.
up and running again. So, 2 things I know that people are thinking about. Number one, their health.
Yes.
And mainly thinking about how they can do that in a natural way, which we accomplish that through our LifeVantage products. Not only just accomplish it, but accomplish it being validated scientifically by university studies that are on the National Institute of Health, pubmed.gov. But second of all, of course, is that when people are thinking about an income and one that's not that could continue to work, sometimes when you're not able to work, and that what we have in LifeVantage. So many people have continued to grow their business because we weren't tied down to a brick and mortar. We're in 27 countries, and it's the company that you make the connections, you share the videos, you introduce and you educate people. We're not about selling, we're about educating. And as we educate people, they get informed and they can make then an informed decision to be a customer or then a possibly distributor. And so in doing so, of course, then we have all the fulfillment that's based with our company out of Sandy, Utah, will fulfill all those orders, both for distributors and for customers in 27 countries. And so you guys, it's just something you can just operate right from your computer into 27 various countries. And so it's a great tool, great opportunity. And so we encourage you. The great thing with me, I'm a minister. So I wanted to know, I would have to have a win-win. I'd have to look another fellow colleague of mine, another pastor in the face and be able to say, this is real. You got to take a look at it. And by doing so, you're going to help a lot of your congregants who are on harmful pharmaceuticals,
Yes.
get off them, become more healthier, become a more vibrant member, and what have you. And so that's the kind of conviction I have. And so with that, knowing that every person on the planet and their pets have this thing called oxidative stress. And we're going to get some pet testimonies and some, horse trainers and people like that are going to be on and sharing about all this. But they have mammals have 7 times the oxidative stress that of a human being. Won't get into all that. Again, check with your person. But the point is, who's your market? If they're breathing, they're your market. 7.5 billion people on planet Earth are breathing. And so they all have oxidative stress. So they are then potential prospects for you from a business side and from a blessing side. You want to bless people with the optimum health to get onto these products and help them to a vibrant quality health. So thank you so much for being on tonight. Again, this will be on, and Nancy's session will be on beeducatedinyourhealth.com/video. Again, we're coming the first 2 Thursdays of every month with testimonies and then with doctors sharing insightfully about our products. So be looking forward to that. Of course, you can email us at beeducatedinyourhealth.com and let us know if you have any questions and how we can help you as well. So thank all of you for being on once again, and have a great month. And we'll see you next month, the first 2 Thursdays of April. Take care.